Do you think we will give them actual fighter jets, and is that a good thing?
Good afternoon, Patrick. Well, I think, first of all, we should give them absolutely everything we can to ensure that they prevail. You talk about British boots on the ground and all the rest of it. Absolutely, we want to avoid that at all costs, but we mustn't take anything off the table. When it comes to jets, yeah, I think it makes absolute sense to give them jets and to give them British jets if necessary. Now, the Royal Air Force has more fighter jets than it has pilots. The Ukraine Air Force has more pilots than it has fighter jets. Now, I know I'm a tank expert. I can tell you all about tanks. I'm not an expert in flying these fighter jets. And I accept that it'll take, at least 12 months to convert those Ukrainian pilots onto NATO jets. But they are a key part, what we call air power, a key part of the combined all-arms battle. We've given them some tanks. I agree with Boris. We should give them everything we've got, because quite frankly, British fighter jets and British tanks stuck in hangars in the UK are not going to defeat Putin. And if we can enable the Ukrainians to do that, all the better. So, yeah, I think we need to make the decision now to give them fighter jets, which seems to have been done, because we don't want to delay as we did with tanks. Had we given them tanks 6 to 9 months ago, we might not be in this position now of Ukraine fighting for its survival.
However, I'm slightly concerned about the direction of travel. Look, we all want this thing over with the best possible result, goes without saying. But the smart money is on that Vladimir Putin and his forces might make some gains as the weather thaws a little bit in Ukraine, and there'll be some kind of back and forth. Well, if we've gone tanks at the minute and if we've gone jets at the moment, it isn't a massive leap to think that they are rolling the wicket for a full-scale conflict, militarily, man-to-man, with Russia. And I think people back here are rightly quite concerned that that is what's on the table here.
Well, it is a full-scale conflict at the moment between Ukraine and Russia. Some of the most deadly and ferocious fighting we've seen since probably the First World War, with thousands of people dying. The key thing about offering jets is it makes a real commitment to Ukraine for the long haul. Russia is throwing thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands soldiers into the battle to try and elongate the battle, because Russia doesn't care about casualties or collateral damage. And at the moment, they are just fighting like the First World War, throwing soldiers into the battle, hoping that Ukraine will run out of ammunition. And that's what their bloggers are saying. So to up it with the Western armor and Western technology, which is making such a difference in Ukraine, the Western tanks will give a significant advantage. Hopefully the first ones will become operational at the end of March. And I am only a few miles away in Dorset, from where those people are being trained, and Zelensky and our own Prime Minister are at the moment. I've heard them firing, and I can also hear the training on Salisbury Plain. So it is key we get them this modern Western kit that will give them the advantage, so that the Ukrainians can defeat Russia in Ukraine, rather than allowing this war to spill into Europe, where all of us will get involved. So really it is escalating to de-escalate. And the more we can give the Ukrainians, the better.